Good morning, this is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutLoud.com. Welcome to our pre-market game plan for the major futures indices, gold and oil for today, Thursday, October 19th. It is 9:09 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to begin with the mini NASDAQ 100 Index futures, and we're going to determine the bias of the day, key levels, and the direction for today. What goes up must go down, right? So we had a sharp fall in the overnight trading session. Actually, London session was the one that pushed the price lower. The push lower started in the afternoon session of NASDAQ, and we had a breakdown at 6110. It was actually the level of the breakdown. 6100 was the next support area that literally didn't hold. 6090, all this cluster right here, and all this cluster represents support. So as you can see, I'm gonna squeeze this chart a little bit so you can see the congestion that we have right here. So this is where the price pulled into 60.54, which is pretty much in the same area of support. So as you can see here, the area of support is, like I've mentioned, an area. It's not an exact point, and this is one of the reasons why set stops are not going to work in this market, and these hard stops are going to be extremely difficult. So the best way to take advantage of these moves in the market is to reduce your risk to half and double your stop. And then when you have a hard stop and a hard support area, you are going to let the price come in, let it pivot before it turns around, and that becomes your hard stop area. And this is how it has been trading for some time now. So let's get back to our main levels. We have support for today at 60.55. We have resistance from the overnight trading session at 60.88, and also we have it at a 60.20 area. So we notice that we have a strong cluster here. We also have a declining 200 moving average. If the price is going to remain below this moving average, we're going to remain weak, and there are more odds to continue to the downside, probably eating up that congestion area that we've talked about, and potential target areas for today. We could even move 40 points to the downside to 60.40. That is the next support area that we have, and the next support area is going to be 60.20. That is going to be the next area. So these are the two focal areas that we will be watching today. So keep that in mind, 60.40 and 60.20. And that is if we break this low right here. Well, the big congestion is going to be at 60.70, around this area. So if the price is going to come into 60.70, consolidate and coil at this point, then a breakdown to the downside would be possible. So take a look at this area right here. So we see that it coiled before it broke down. It had a very hard time moving to new highs. There was a strong divergence. NASDAQ was in the red, while the mini down was running, and it was into the green, 120 points yesterday at one point. So for the upside, we will look for a possible break to the 6100. We will not take a long until we see the 6100 level. And then after the 6100 level, we will see the next decision point. This can be a turnaround or a break to the upper side. This is going to be one of the most difficult indices to trade for today. And it's going to go for high risk and relatively small reward. Now, let's take a look at the mini Dow, and this is the monster move that it had within a few days. It has advanced. It had a climactic move yesterday after a consolidation breakout that happened in the overnight trading session, and a collapse in today's price. That sent the price down to 22,950 area, the area in which we actually had a target for price to reach in Tuesday's session. So back here again, we see the same cluster. Support is rising slowly to 90.72 to 90.93, but we also see resistance at 56 right here. So it is a really wide range. This is a 100-point range for this sloppy situation in which mini Dow is in. Confirmation for the upside for sure is going to come as the price is going to test the 2350 and if the price is going to break through 2350 to 2360, this is going to be the cushion area. We may see a push to the upside back into the 23,100. Keep in mind, guys, tomorrow is the option expiration day, so that's going to be a little bit challenging. These indexes are going to be pinpointed at certain numbers, at certain prices, and that's going to be very, very choppy. So let's talk about targets for today. So if we break this 50, we have room to move into 100 and 124, and this is for the morning session. This is what this pre-market game plan is all about. It's about trading the New York trading session. To the downside, there is still a strong potential of the price coming in. If it finds resistance at 50, there's a strong chance of the price coming into this cluster that we have been into at 850. So this is the area right here between 850 and 760. So it's likely that it's going to visit back this cluster area. We do have multiple levels of support along the way, which is into the 900, which is into the 850, which is into the 800. Let's take a look at the 8-mini S&P 500 that has just managed to break above that strong cluster of resistance here at 60. Established a higher shelf between 56 and 60 area, just made it to 62, and strong collapse in the overnight trading session, sending the price down into 2542, which actually breaches the first area of support on the daily chart, and not quite there yet at the secondary level of support, which is 2539. So as of right now, we will be watching this cluster. If we break above 51, there's a strong chance we can have a sloppy turnaround into the 55 area. But I think that if the price is not going to manage to break above this area, if the price is going to get rejected at 52, 51 area, the price is going to turn around, probably is going to hover into the 45. So we may head into a very choppy trading session as of today, New York trading session. Let's take a look at Russell. And Russell has been weak this whole time. And keep in mind, 1500 was the big support level right here that came from the daily chart. This is the support area right here. This is the area where it had the climactic move and the pullback. We're getting the pullback right here into the 20. We're breaching this and the price got rejected from this 1500 level. We're going to go back to the hourly chart and see what's going on. So as long as the price is not going to get above 1500, it's going to get rejected at this price, we can see a move lower. And in fact, we do have a lot of room to continue lower in this index. First target is going to be 1475. Actually, it's going to be 1483, then 1475, and then it has room to fall into the 1450. At 1450, if we should get that situation, that is a very strong turnaround area. So we can possibly see a reversal back to the upside at that point. Let's take a look at gold. And gold, guess what? 4 points up on the day. It has established, it has bottomed out at this level, and I want to show you the daily chart so you can understand it better. It is actually trading, is actually establishing a lower high right here, which is encouraging on the daily chart, because the daily chart has been trying to establish an uptrend. So we have a bottoming pivot here, we have another one here, and we have a rotation that is happening here. So it's still not yet out of the woods. 1300 is still strong resistance, but as long as we trade above 1292, we can see a possible push back into the 1300s. That's about $10 move. So that is a great from 92 to 1300, 1303 or 1302 area, about $10 area in which it can possibly run for today. So this is what we're going to be looking at. You can see here, this is going to be the turnaround point. Keep in mind, we've mentioned the 92 area. Look what happened in the 92 area. It shot up, the price got rejected. So 85 to 92, this is going to be the cushion area that can actually determine the bias for today. Not yet established, so not a no touch for gold as of this point. And let's take a look at oil. Last but not least, oil, it came back into this area of support right here at 51.25. strong support area, strong reversal on the daily chart that came in. Keep in mind, strong support level right here. If the price is going to hold this area, we're going to see a reversal back to the upside into the $52 area for about 50 cents. We still have the same cluster that we have in these E-mini indices that make it really tough to determine the directional bias for this morning. So we're going to wait for more confirmation. If it breaks 51.70, we have a clear shot into the 52. But if we break this cluster at between 37 and 25, then we need to price to get through this support level from this prior price action from last Friday in order to continue lower, and the next target is going to be into the 50.69 area. This is all for now. Thanks so much for tuning. Keep in mind we have a new free class that we're hosting this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to join our class, register. We are going to be talking a lot about trading. We're going to talk about charts. We're going to be showing charts, and we're going to talk about the 7 necessary steps that each trader needs to respect in order to become a successful trader and to advance in his trading career. So thanks so much for tuning in, and keep in mind to register. Go on our social media, Twitter, Trade Out Loud, Facebook at Trade Out Loud, and you could also hop on our email list to stay up to date with everything that's going on at Trade Out Loud. Thanks so much, and have a good, profitable trading day.